So I'm now going to talk about the senior leadership team drop-in function on Powerful Action Steps. So in a previous video I talked about how all staff have the capability to drop into each other's lessons and leave a short piece of feedback or a short piece of praise or a short fantastic teaching shout out. Another function which is really useful is the ability for your leadership team to see lots of lessons and do more like a quality assurance style of observation. So this works slightly differently to a normal drop-in. So if for a member of the senior leadership team, again, they click the drop-in function and they have this list of all staff. If they click a member of staff, as well as the normal drop-in functions where they can make a comment about no action step or the teacher's current action step, write some notes and leave a fantastic teaching shout out as discussed in a previous video. And all of this is public. So when you click submit, all of this information gets sent to the teacher. There's also some private text that is optional. And when that gets sent, only the person who is assigned as the teaching and learning lead sees this data. So for example, I could watch a teacher and I think that they are struggling. I could make some notes about areas of concern here. And more specifically, I could pick a very precise area of concern that I think the teacher needs help with. When I click submit, all of this data here is public data, so the teacher themselves sees it, but this data here is private data, so only the teaching and learning lead sees that. Now, if I want to look into that data, then I could click list SLT drop-ins, and what I see is just the data from the SLT members who have given drop-ins, and then I can see catalogued the staff members who are struggling in specific areas in my school, and I can use that to assign the very best coach for them. The other thing which is useful for a teaching and learning lead is the ability to assign specific SLT members to watch specific teachers. So on my page, as I'm a member of SLT, I have been assigned all these teachers. These numbers are the number of times I've seen this teachers this half term. Now to do that, I go Site and I click Assign SLT drop-ins. I can click a member of the SLT team and then quite simply click numbers of teachers' names, and they are assigned to that teacher for that half term. So you can see that, for example, this half term, I've now changed so that MH is assigned to see this teacher. If I click submit, all of the members of senior leadership team will have the teachers that they need to see as often as possible, so that they can make sure they drop in to see those. So it's useful to have for discussion in senior leadership team meetings, etc., etc. Plus, again, as the teaching and learning lead, I have immediate access to all this data, and I am able to filter it. Now, I'm not going to click on this key here because this is real data from my school. I don't want to show you that, but please have a play around, and if you click on it, you'll see what you can do with the data and how the different filtering options work. So that is how to use the senior leadership team drop-in function.